What's goody? It's your host, J Rose, as always, and there's been a lot of talk about if Tyrese Haliburton is a superstar in the NBA or not, and I got some thoughts on this conversation, so let's get into it. Over 90% of the people that watch my content are not subscribed, so if you're messing with the videos, please hit that sub button and the noti bell so you'll get notified every time I upload. But let's get back to the hoops. I do want to say this: there's so many great talents in the NBA. I don't understand why it's so necessary for us as an NBA community to throw labels on people so quickly. Like, it doesn't have to be that. We can just appreciate how great they are and not try to force them into conversations. We can just let it happen naturally. But I think I see where I'm going with this. So the Indiana Pacers are on their way to their first NBA final since the year 2000, ending a 25-year NBA final drought, right? That's what it looks like it's gonna happen. I don't think the Knicks are coming back from down 3-1. But in the midst of all of this, there's been a lot of conversations about if Tyrese Haliburton is a superstar. And I'm not even going to waste y'all time. The answer to me is clearly no. I think Tyrese Haliburton is a great player. I think he's also overachieved to some extent for what people even initially thought he was going to be in the NBA. Going from the Sacramento Kings, he wasn't really on a lot of people's radar at that time when he got traded. I feel like the casual fan ain't know who Tyrese Haliburton was. You really had to be in the know to know that Tyrese Haliburton was a baller on the Kings, because his numbers did not pop off the page at the time, but we saw the potential. He gets to Indiana and he's showing out in Indiana, and he looks like he's him in Indiana. He's for sure a star. He's an all-star player. He's a star player. He's somebody you can build your franchise around, and we're seeing that right now. But what he is not is a superstar player. And I just want to get this out the way first as well, because I think we throw this superstar mantra around A, too early, and B, to too many players. How many superstars do y'all think are in the NBA? I think it's like 4 to 8, maybe 4 to 7 players in the NBA that I will call a superstar. I know that guaranteed we got Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Shea. Guaranteed. As of today, right now, those are my 4 guaranteed superstars. And then we can have conversations about an Embiid, about a Steph Curry. Currently in today's NBA, after this past season and what we had go on, we can have those conversations about a LeBron or some of these other dudes. We can have those conversations. He's going to give you a 30-point double-double, and then the next night he's going to give you like 13 to 16 points and like 6 to 8 assists. We've seen it in the playoffs. We've seen it in this Knicks series, which is why I'm so confused as to why every single time something good happens to this Pacers team, Hallie gets all the credit. This Pacers team has picked up the slack heavily, especially when Haliburton has a stinker. It's happened a couple times in the series already. I'm calling it. There's guys where I can call it. Tyrese Haliburton, I will be extremely impressed if he has another game like he had last night when he had the 30, 15, and 12. I would be shocked if he did it twice in a row. And that's what comes with being a superstar. The expectation that night in and night out, you can give me those performances. Maybe sometimes you're going to have less points, less rebounds, less assists, but on average, you can give me very high performances like that. And Reese just doesn't do that, and that's why his averages look the way they do, because one night he looks like the best player on the floor, and the next night he looks kind of average or above average, slightly above average. He doesn't, sometimes he's super aggressive taking a lot of shots, sometimes it looks like he can't get a shot off, and that's just facts. I love Reese, man. I've been high on Reese for years. Ever since I started this YouTube channel, I've been telling people I'm high on Reese and I want Reese to succeed, but I'm just telling y'all what I see. I'm telling you what I see. A guy like Luka Doncic, I watched Luka get cooked for having a game that was beyond Reese's average, like average games. If Luka gets 28, 7, and 9, that's a bad Luka game sometimes. Like, it seriously is. But if Tyrese gets 27, 9, and 8, that's a top tier Reese game. And then the next game, he's probably not going to get back up to that. You feel me? And another thing is that, like I said, the expectations just aren't there for him. If Reese has 30 this game, he's going to get all the credit. If he has 13 next game, he's not going to face that same slander. He's not. That a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets when he gets 40 points. That a Giannis Antetokounmpo gets when he gets 33 and 12 and they don't win the game. He doesn't have those kind of expectations. He absolutely does not. And the only way that Tyrese Haliburton will get the same slander that those superstar guys get is if he has stinker after stinker after stinker. which is normal. Jalen Green, who had stinker after stinker after stinker, was getting that slander. So that's normal in basketball. But when you have a guy who literally I'm going to give you Shea. I'm going to use a Shea example again because Shea has been a killer the whole season. People would slander Shea because he couldn't get over 33 points. Like, they would be like, yo, how is it possible that every single night Shea is getting 30 to 33 points and he can't get over that? But then obviously he started blowing up and scoring more. But that's what I'm talking about. There's just expectations that superstar players have that Tyrese Haliburton does not have. I also don't think if you place Reese on any team that they're going to be better. I don't think if you really put I don't know. It's really a situation by situation basis. I don't think if you put Reese on the Lakers that the Lakers are better. The Knicks is an interesting conversation because the Knicks got a lot of pieces. And I think the playmaking that Reese brings could definitely be a factor in making that team better. But also his inconsistency with his scoring could be a big issue because a lot of players on that team are inconsistent with their scoring. So having your main guy be an inconsistent scorer could make that team very much worse off. If you put a guy like Reese in exchange for like a Donovan Mitchell, that team is way worse off. He's not as consistent at all. And I'm not saying Reese is not good. Reese is absolutely a top 15 player in the league. He's one of the most clutch players in the league. He's one of the most efficient players in the league, one of the best playmakers in the league. Facts. But there's just certain things that he doesn't do. His scoring clip is inconsistent. His aggressiveness is inconsistent. His defense is shot. He's a cone. And there's certain things I can let certain players get away with. Like if you're a cone, but your offensive game is super consistent and I can rely on you to give me this every night. And that's the reason why I won't even put him over Jalen Brunson. I would be more comfortable saying Jalen Brunson is a superstar and giving him that mantra than Tyrese Haliburton. Jalen Brunson is averaging like 30 plus points in this series. He's had almost 40 points multiple times in the series. In the playoffs, he's been cooking. So I just feel like as an individual player, Reese is getting a lot of credit for team accolades. When he plays well, and he deserves the credit. Facts. Last game, masterful, best player on the court. I don't got nothing to say about that. But there's also a game where Pascal Siakam scores 40 and Reese doesn't show up until the last 3 minutes of the game, and somehow Tyrese Haliburton gets all the credit. Aaron Nesmith wanted to come out and hit 6 threes in a row, and then Tyrese Haliburton's going to hit the game that sends it to overtime, and now he gets all the credit. That's not how that goes. That's not how that should be going. Just because the Pacers are winning games and Reese is their best player does not automatically make Reese a superstar. And I feel like the Pacers, this current Pacers, is one of those teams where it's by committee that they're making the finals. Like a Detroit kind of deal. In the opposite direction, because that old Detroit team, the 04 Detroit team, that team was defensive minded, and this Pacer team is offensive minded. Probably the best offense in the league right now, right? So I'm just saying, we cannot just give him that. We can't give any player, just give them that because of what they're doing with their team. You feel me? I feel like individually and team success wise, you got to hold up your end of the bargain, right? So I just don't think Reese as an individual player has done enough or is consistent enough for me to call him a superstar. I don't think he changes the dynamic of the NBA if you move him. Like if you were to move a Shea, that changes the entire dynamic of the league. We saw what happened with Luka. If Giannis moves this summer, it's going to be cataclysmic. There's just certain things that come with certain statures of star. Tyrese Haliburton's a star. I think that tells you enough about how good superstars are in comparison to the rest of the pack. I don't see him in that light. I don't see him with a Giannis. I don't see him with a Shea or a Luka or a Jokic. I don't see that. I think he's a really, really good player. I think he's proved to me that I had him ranked a little bit lower amongst point guards in the NBA. But even then, I'm still taking Luka. I'm still taking JB. I'm still taking Steph. I'm still taking Shea. I'll be comfortable putting him at 5. There's a conversation to be had. Is he head and shoulders over Ja Morant? No, he's not. Is he head and shoulders over Trae Young? No, he's not. There's conversations to be had there. There's guys in his caliber that I don't know if he's better than or not. And if he is, the gap's not that big. So that's all I'm saying. I feel like the superstar talks, we might have to pump the brakes a little bit. He has the potential. He can get there one day. But as of right now, May 28th, 2025, I can't call him a superstar. Unless he goes into the finals and gives me fucking 28 and 12 every game, I'm not going to be comfortable calling him a superstar. Like I said, I don't even think he's gonna get 25 points tomorrow. Whenever the Knicks play, tomorrow. I don't think that he's gonna do that. I don't. And I'm sorry to be so negative, honestly. This is not the press that the NBA needs right now. This is not the press that the Pacers need. I'm going to make sure I make another NBA preview video and give all the positives about the Pacers and Haliburton and all that, because like I said, Haliburton is a great player. The Pacers have been playing amazing basketball, and I've kind of been hinting at it this entire time. Like, that team is going stupid. Pascal has been the most consistent scorer on that team, and he's going crazy. Multiple 30-plus point games, had a crucial 40-point game. Aaron Nesmith going crazy. Andrew Nembhard hitting really big shots. Miles Turner hitting really big shots. The team as a whole looks really, really good. Benedict Mathurin off the bench. Obi Toppin just hit a dagger. The Pacers roster has been putting in a lot of pain as a whole, and I think a lot of that credit is just falling into Haliburton's lap, and he deserves a lot of credit. He is the star player on that team. He is supposed to be the franchise player, right? Let's pump the brakes on the superstar talks. If you like this video, make sure you like this video, and if you didn't, make sure you subscribe, because I know you will like the next one, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.